और वैसे
बात कर लो और जितना है, मतलब कह रहा कि आप पहले बात कर लो, आपको ऑर्डर देना है कि नहीं देना।
अभी बंद करो लाइट।
Similarly, Srimati
बेटा नीचे से लाना। हाँ ठीक है, वेरी गुड, ऐसे ही ऐसे ही ऐसे ही।
one day,
थोड़ा पीछे करो,
Vishnu
रखना लाइट।
who was living
पीछे,
at
पीछे।
Ravil at that time
हाँ,
went to
नीचे,
the
नीचे,
banks
नीचे।
of Yamuna at house of the
ब्रह्मा लिया
lotus.
बेटा, ब्रह्मा लिया।
Please accept my.
पॉज करें?
हाँ पॉज करो, स्टॉप मत करना।
ये वाला
नहीं ऑन रखो भाभी।
वहाँ पे लाइट का स्विच दूर हुआ।
नहीं वो तो
It's
उसी में
been
है।
many days, but
फ्लिप करो बेटा।
Narayan, Narayan. Please accept our respectful obeisances, Munivar.
नीचे कर दो क्रेडल।
Vishabhanu and Kirtita
Cradle,
told
cradle,
Narad
lights
Muni
off.
about their concern for their daughter. Back and forth by all the little girls of the
हाँ
village.
सही है बेटा।
Day by day, her laughter increased just like the digits of the
म्यूजिक चेंज
moon.
होगा तब क्रेडल नीचे और बच्चे भी
धीरे से नीचे करना।
धीरे से। हाँ वेरी गुड। दोनों को पास लाओ, कीर्तिदा को भी। हाँ
Of the girls appear
नारद
in
मुनि को
blindness.
बुलाओ। नारद
You
मुनि
should continue with the birth celebrations.
क्या हुआ?
नारद मुनि हिले नहीं।
अच्छा कोई बात नहीं।
एक बार थोड़ा सा बैक
अच्छा ठीक है।
मतलब कंफ्यूज हो गए।
हाँ कोई बात नहीं।
कोई बात नहीं।
हाँ अब वो बड़ा वाला सुंदर वाला लाओ।
अभी की पॉकेट में रह बैठ के आया था।
और चिपका दो बेटा, चिपका दो।
पर्दे से चिपका दो।
अच्छा ठीक है बेटा, रहने दो।
सटा दो।
कोई बात नहीं।
Such a beautiful daughter.
हाथ में
Thank you for coming. I am
नहीं,
so
नहीं,
happy
lights off
that
नहीं
you are
करना।
blessed with such a beautiful daughter. But was feeling
लेकिन स्पीड से लेके आना बेटा, जो स्पीड से हमें।
He then peered into the
हाँ,
pot
ये
and
सही
his
है।
gaze fell upon
Wow,
the
very good.
beautiful moonlight
कौन पकड़े
face
हैं?
of baby
Puppet
Srimati Radhika.
क्रेडल ही से बनाएंगे, ये रहने दे
As
ऐसे
baby
ही।
Srimati Radhika's
क्रेडल बस एक बड़ा।
इसने अच्छे से कर दिया ना, वो क्रेडल पे हाथ पहुंच गया उसका बच्चे का।
body. She immediately
हर्ष भानु और नंद महाराज आ रहे हैं।
Lord Vishnu similarly
आप उसकी मत सुनो बेटा। टेल यू द स्टोरी ऑफ द बर्थ ऑफ द गॉडेस राधा के बाद नरेशन सुनो बेटा। क्या पॉज द वीडियो, उसका एक कंटिन्यूअस 8.5 मिनट का बनना चाहिए। ठीक है शिवू? ओके।
ये क्या मगरमच्छ?
और लोटस ना रिवर के ऊपर फ्लो करेगा बेटा।
one day Vishabhanu
river?
who was living at Ravil at that
नीचे कर
time
दो इसे थोड़ा
went
सा।
to the banks of
रिवर को नीचे
Yamuna
करो, 1 इंच नीचे करो।
noon to take
हाँ
a
ठीक है,
bathing
अब
bath.
ठीक।
Floating on the water and shining brightly.
नहीं क्या हुआ?
नहीं फिर कुछ भी नहीं दिखेगा, अंधेरा हो जाएगा।
All across the world, as a beloved as Lord Krishna is no different from Lord Vishnu. While everybody knows the story of the birth of Lord Krishna,
अरे नहीं भैया।
Vishnu here telling the story of the birth of Goddess Radha.
गॉडेस राधा के बाद लाइट ऑन होगी बेटा। मम्मी को करने दो बेटा, कंफ्यूज हो जाएंगी वो।
अरे ठीक है चलो।
किसी का मुंह दिख रहा है?
लाइट ठीक से नहीं दिख रही।
One golden lotus flower, he beheld the most beautiful and radiant form of baby.
क्रेडल
म्यूजिक के समय पे हम लोग यहाँ डांस करेंगे सामने खड़े।
स्टिकर दिख रही है बच्चों की।
दिख रही है बच्चों की।
हिलाते नहीं, बच्चे कांप रहे हैं।
At that time, baby Shiva
नीचे से 2 उंगलियां दिख रही हैं। लाइट ऑफ।
अभी लाइट ऑफ।
एक मिनट चाची बंद करो।
चार्ज किया, कोई आवाज नहीं। अभी नहीं।
at that time went to the banks of Yamuna at around noon to take a midday bath. And when he came near the golden lotus flower, he beheld the most beautiful
All the best.
Radha is known all across the world as a beloved of Lord Krishna. As Lord Krishna is no
फैला दो
different
थोड़ा सा।
from Lord Vishnu. Similarly, Sri Radha is also no different from Goddess Lakshmi.
ज्यादा नहीं फैलाओ।
While everybody knows the story of the birth of Lord Krishna, My daughter cried? Prabhu, did you hear? Our daughter cried.
Yes, yes, my dear. Our daughter cried.
As Lord Krishna is non-different from Lord Vishnu, similarly, Srimati Radha
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Today we have gathered here to celebrate and welcome Shiveha in our family and our lives. Rachit Chachu and Smita Chachi are the blessed parents of Shiveha. We are also thankful to the ISKCON devotees who took their time of their busy schedule to honor this event. We are happy to have all of you as a part of this celebration. We seek the blessings of Sri Sri Radha Krishna Chandra on our dear Shiveha. We request all of you to shower your blessings and always keep her in your prayers. Let us start with the Kirtans. Generally, Kirtans have a lead and follow pattern. For example, Akshata Mataji here will lead and you all can follow with clapping and singing along. Thank you.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Rama Rama
Srimati Radha is known all across the world as a beloved of Lord Krishna. As Lord Krishna is non-different from Lord Vishnu, similarly, Srimati Radha is also non-different from Goddess Lakshmi. While everybody knows the story of the birth of Lord Krishna, we shall here tell you the story of the birth of Goddess Radha. One day, Vishwabhanu Maharaj, who was living at Ravil at that time, went to the banks of Yamuna at around noon to take a midday bath. As he approached the banks of Yamuna, he saw a golden lotus flower floating on the water and shining brightly like 1,000 suns. Vishwabhanu immediately waded into the river, and when he came near the golden lotus flower, he beheld the most beautiful and radiant form of baby girl lying within the petals of the lotus.
Please accept my respectful obeisances, Lord Brahma.
Dear Vishbhanu, you and your wife Kirtida in your previous life had performed great austerities in order to get the consort of Lord Vishnu as your daughter. This girl is the origin of the goddess Lakshmi, and you should take great care of her.
Thank you, Lord Brahma. We are so blessed. Kirtida, where are you? Come and have a look at our daughter.
Our daughter?
Yes, today while taking a bath, I came across a golden lotus flower, and inside the flower, this divine child was sleeping peacefully. Then Lord Brahma appeared and told that because of the great austerities performed by us in our previous life, we are blessed with a girl child who is none other than incarnation of Goddess Lakshmi.
Oh, we are so blessed. This calls for a celebration. We should call our priest and do havan to thank Lord Vishnu for blessing us with this divine child.
Yes, Kirtida, you are right.
And we will donate thousands of cows to Brahmanas.
Yes, my dear Kirtida, we will do everything. Now you should go and start preparing for the celebration.
At that time, baby Srimati Radhika was placed in a gem-studded cradle and gently rocked back and forth by all the little girls of the village. Day by day, her luster increased just like the digits of the moon.
Prabhu, it's been many days, but our daughter has still not opened her eyes and not even cried once.
Yes, Kirtida, I have observed the same thing. I fear our baby girl was perhaps blind from birth and also dumb.
Narayan, Narayan. Please accept our respectful obeisances, Munivar.
Vishwabhanu and Kirtida told Narad Muni about their concern for their daughter. Narad Muni, when looked at the child inside the cradle, he could not believe the divine sight, as Goddess Lakshmi herself was sleeping peacefully inside the cradle.
Dear Vishbhanu and Kirtida, this girl's beauty and nature is divine, regardless of the girl's apparent blindness. You should continue with the birth celebrations.
Vishwabhanu therefore made elaborate arrangements for a lavish birth celebration and sent out invitations to all residents of Raval and Gokula. and especially to his dear friend Nanda Maharaj and his family. On the appointed day, the guests had assembled and the birth celebration was going on in great jubilation. Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda Maya had arrived with Rohini and also brought their small children Krishna and Balram.
Dear Yashoda, thank you for coming. I am so happy that we are blessed with such a beautiful daughter, but was feeling rather distraught because our child is both dumb and blind.
Don't worry, Kirtida. Your child is a blessing of Lord Vishnu. Have full faith in the Lord, and everything will be fine.
Krishna had just passed his first birthday and was happily crawling around the courtyard on his hands and knees. Arriving at the cot in which Srimati Radhika was lying, Krishna held on to the sides and managed to lift himself up. He then peered into the cot where his gaze fell upon the beautiful moon-like face of baby Srimati Radhika. As soon as baby Srimati Radhika smelled the exotic fragrance of Krishna's transcendental body, she immediately opened her eyes for the very first time and looked directly at Krishna, who was the first person that she had ever seen.
My daughter cried? Prabhu, did you hear? Our daughter cried. Yes, my dear. Our daughter cried. And look, she even opened her eyes.
Many congratulations, my dear Vrishbhanu. It seems as if your daughter was waiting for my son, Krishna, to arrive.
Yes, perhaps your daughter wished to see Krishna first. That's why she didn't open her eyes until now. Therefore, now on, she will be called Srimati Radha. Srimati Radha will be known as the first devotee of Krishna.
जय हो श्रीमती राधा, जय हो श्रीमती राधा, श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय, श्रीमती राधा रानी की जय, बरसाने वाली श्रीमती राधा की जय, बरसाने वाली श्रीमती राधा की जय, जय हो श्रीमती राधा, जय हो श्रीमती राधा।
like to call the narrator Rishita. The voiceover of Rishabhanu by Abhi. Voiceover of Lord Brahma by Mr. Anuj. Voiceover of Kirtida by Prisha. Voiceover of Narad Muni was done by Shivansh. Voiceover of Yashoda was done by Disha Ratsmi. Okay. Voiceover of Nand Maharaj by Mr. Arun. Voiceover of Priest by Siddhant. And puppets were handled by Prisha and Abhi. And Rihanna can come for the dance is done by Rihanna.
नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Before we begin, I want to make all of you do one very important activity. So, all of you raise your hands. Raise your hands. Yes. Okay. Chant after me. I will chant one line. You can repeat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just now we saw a very beautiful shadow puppet show, which showed how Srimati Radharani was born. So who all have participated in that? Where are all those kids? So anyway, so it is very nice that you displayed a very beautiful Leela of Krishna. So there is one very important lesson that we learned from this small puppet show, right? Shadow puppet show. Can anyone tell what is that lesson? Small, very nice lesson we learned. Anybody? How many of you saw the puppet show? Everyone saw? Right? Any one lesson? Nothing we learned? We learned something? So, when did Radharani open her eyes? So, she did not want to open her eyes before seeing Krishna. Krishna was the first thing she wanted to see with her eyes. So sometimes, we all think in a certain direction that there is something known as wanderlust. Wanderlust means I want to keep traveling throughout the world. I want to see different places. I want to go to different countries. And this is one feature of everyone, that they want to explore things. They want to see different things. They want to experience the variety of this world. But Srimati Radharani, she was so wise. She understood all the beauty in this world, all the wonder of this world, all the grandeur of this world is not greater than the beauty of Krishna. So that is so amazing. So therefore, her seeing Krishna as the first thing ever is very significant. Srimati Radharani, as we all have seen, was born atop a lotus flower, and she was reared. She was brought up by her foster father Vrishabhanu, and his palace. If you go even now, that huge palace is there, and there Srimati Radharani is worshipped as Ladli. Ladli means the very pampered one. So it is atop a hill, and that hill is known as Brahmagiri. It is because Brahma himself created that hill out of his own body, because he wanted, Lord Brahma himself wanted that Radharani should play on my back. So he manifested himself as a hill, and on top of that Vrishabhanu constructed a beautiful palace. So as we see these pastimes of Radha and Krishna, many people feel, okay, this is these are all things which are very easy to understand, because we see Radha and Krishna or similar happenings between a boy and girl in this world also. We think these are all equivalent, both are same. Actually no, there's a lot of difference, there's a gulf of difference. Both are not at all similar, not even minutely similar, totally different. So it is told in the Shastras, Radha Krishna Pranay Vigritir Ahladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmanam Api Bhuvauto Deha Bheda Bhada. That Radha and Krishna are one personality. They are one because they cannot be separated from each other. They are so thickly connected, and that feature, that bond between Radha and Krishna is their affection, their love for each other. So now we will have a small questionnaire. Let me find out how much you know about Krishna and about Krishna's various pastimes. Okay, so this is a very easy question. Where was Krishna born? Where was Krishna? Where did Krishna take birth? Mathura, right? In the jail, Kamsa's jail in Mathura. Okay. And who is Krishna's father? Not Vasudeva. Vasudeva. That's why Krishna is Vasudeva. Vasudeva means son of Vasudeva, right? Krishna's mother, Devaki. Krishna's elder brother, Balaram. Krishna had only one elder brother? How many? 6? 7. He had 7. 6 of them were unceremoniously killed by his uncle, right? Okay. So, what about the relationship between Vasudeva, or rather Krishna and Arjuna? What is there? Is there any relationship between Krishna and Arjuna? Okay, whoever can control these kids will get some special prasadam from me. Anyone volunteering? Okay, yeah. So what is that relationship? Can't hear you. Guru Shishya. The one blood relationship is there? Any blood relationship? What is that? Buva's son. Buva's son, right. So Kunti and Vasudeva are brothers and sisters. Yes. What is the name of Kamsa's father? Ugrasen. Yes, Ugrasen. Ugrasen. So what did Kamsa do to his father? Any idea? Kept in jail. He kept him in jail. Why? Because he wanted to become the king. So just imagine, Kamsa was so hungry for power that he kept his own father in jail. Because he did not want any opposition to him usurping the throne of Mathura. What we know today as Mathura is a very different city. How many of you have been to Mathura? Mathura, Vrindavan? Many of you would have been. Actually, in the olden days, Mathura was the capital of many of the empires. And it was so rich in culture and heritage. Even around 2600 years ago, the city of Mathura was considered more advanced than Delhi also. In fact, one of the rulers of the Kuru dynasty named Hasti, he was the one who created Delhi, Hastinapur. So, before that, the city of Delhi was non-existent. But Mathura was existent for ages together. Just like we say Kashi is the oldest city in the world. Mathura is even older. So, in such a city, it was so great that the Kanishkas, they made Mathura as their capital. They were at one point, they were ruling the entire North India, and they made it their capital. And one point of time, this entire town became Buddhist. It actually became a Buddhist, a kind of a center for heritage. So, what we see here is that our heritage, our history is very, very ancient, extremely ancient, and we should be very proud of it. I was speaking to one Gyanpith awardee in Canada. So he's a very, very great scholar, and we had some very useful discussion with him. So he was telling that by the time there were literatures, he gave one example in Kannada. In Kannada there were literatures which were so advanced. At that time, the Britishers were learning how to read and write. They didn't even know how to read and write. So we can see how ancient is our culture. But unfortunately today, because of the modernization of literally everything, we have lost touch with our own self. We have lost our inner self. We have lost the very nature of this beautiful heritage we all inherit from our ancestors. So, there is one way, one very important way in which we can revive this culture. And that is by reading one very important book. In that book, there is a conversation between a person who's totally down, who doesn't want to do his work, who's lost all hope in life, and a person who cannot lose hope in life at all, no matter what the circumstances may be. Can you guess what we are talking about? Very obvious, right? So you see, Bhagavad Gita is such a book which is meant for all of us. Life brings us at crossroads. We start seeing things little differently when we start growing and we start seeing the world and we have to walk on our own feet. Then we have a different perspective of this world. And then we seek some kind of a guidance. Anyone here has any special art which you all, which you have, like we had Rihanna did very nice dance. What is the form of dance? Semi-classical?
Yeah.
Okay, very beautiful. So one round of applause for her. So Anyone else has any art, any skill that you have learned? Anybody? No? So we'll come back to her. Rihanna, you learned this. Did you learn it on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I didn't learn it on my own.
Okay.
Dance was provided.
Huh?
Dance was provided by Richard.
Okay. No, but the skill of dancing and the training, did you go through any training?
Yes.
Who trained you?
My Guruji Sadhana.
Okay. Yes. So without her, do you think you would be able to perform this as good as you did today?
No.
No. Thank you very much. So it shows that for any skill that we want to develop, anything we want to learn, anything we want to master, we need a tutor, a teacher, a master, a guru. And if we don't learn under the tutelage of somebody, we may half learn it, we may learn it to some extent, or we may have some defects which nobody will tell us. We cannot correct them. So, even to learn a simple art form, we need a teacher, we need a guide, we need some direction, right? Now, we are all living our life. Isn't it a big art? Isn't it a big skill? Right? We are all living so much of handling up and down, balancing. We are also dancing, right? So much, we are doing a lot of dance with our own life. Now, where are we learning this skill? How to live our life? Anyone has taught us? Any school can teach us, any college can teach us, any course can teach us, any online course, any such offer is there? No. Where? Ah, yeah, of course. But have they learnt it from an authorized institution? Life only it can teach. But that is all, like a trial. It works. It works. Okay, this works. Okay. So we keep, it's empirical. Empirical means you don't know anything and you start with scratch. That's a scientific method. And you keep on trying. Just like this bulb is there, right? Who invented the bulb? The first bulb? Edison. So Edison tried thousands of times to create the filament and make it most effective. It failed. And finally he came up with this incandescent bulb. So similarly, if we want to live our life prosperously, beautifully, with a lot of meaning and a lot of sobriety, we need the guidance of Krishna in his manifestation in a literary form in the Bhagavad Gita. So we buy a phone, all of us will buy this mobile and we'll see how to use it. We'll have a guidebook. We have a user manual. We have a lot of ways through which we learn how to utilize a gadget. So similarly, Bhagavad Gita is like a gadget manual. And the gadget is this body. Gadget is our own life. How to use this, very beautifully described in the Bhagavad Gita. So therefore, I urge all of you to read the Bhagavad Gita whenever you find time, or at least whenever you go through some difficult circumstances. Because Arjuna was at that point where he was under the most difficult circumstance. He could not find out what to do now, what is the best for me. So he told Krishna that I will run away, I will walk away, I cannot fight anymore. So then Krishna spoke to him, and he did not just inspire him, did not give a motivational speech. He actually spoke to him what is factual, what is really going to help him. At the end of the discussion of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says, Nashto maha smritir lubdva prasada. So he comes to his senses and he says, now I have got the real energy to fight. Now whatever comes, I don't care. I will do as per your direction. I will do whatever you say. So we all have to read the Bhagavad Gita and try to understand that this is the most essential literature that is required for our smooth life. So finally, I will tell you one very interesting story. All of you know the Mahabharata. You have heard of it or might have seen the serial, everything, right? So this is something you know, so I am telling a story connected to that. So, does anyone know how many soldiers were there in the entire war of Mahabharata? How many soldiers had assembled? Any idea? No idea? There were totally 18 Akshauhinis. This Akshauhini is a unit of infantry. It has some 65,000 soldiers, 21,000 elephants, and big list is there. So totally, the estimate is around 64 crore soldiers, infantry, animals, all included, were there on both sides. 11 Akshauhinis on the side of the Kauravas and 7 of them on the side of Pandavas. So there were many warriors who were very powerful. On the side of Kauravas there was Bhishma, Drona, Jayadratha, Karna, Duryodhana, and so forth. And from the side of Pandavas there was the Bhima, Arjuna, Yudhishthira, and Satyaki, so many. Very beautiful lineup of army. Now, after the war, there were a few people who were alive, remaining everyone died. So one question was asked. Some people had some discussion, some kripa, and some few other people were sitting and they were having a discussion. Who caused the most destruction? Who did the most damage to the army, both sides? So somebody told Satyaki killed the most number of people. And because he was very powerful, extremely powerful, and among the Yadus he was the foremost warrior. And somebody else noted that no, Abhimanyu killed the most. So he was very, very powerful. Abhimanyu, you know who was his guru? The martial art guru? Any idea? Krishna. Krishna personally trained Abhimanyu. He was so powerful. Abhimanyu was so powerful. In a short time, he could kill thousands of people. And like that, people were giving different ideas that who had caused the most damage. Then finally, they could not come to a conclusion, and they all went to one person. So, this person, I will not reveal his name, but this person had the privilege of watching Mahabharata from atop a hill which was placed very next to that war field, next to the battlefield at Kurukshetra. So he was witness to the entire happening. Whatever was happening, he could see that. Live coverage he had. So they went and asked him, who caused the most damage? Who killed the most number of people? Let us know. So he said, what who? Who killed whom? I did not see any warrior killing anybody. I did not see anyone raising his weapon and trying to damage somebody. I only saw one person who was in action throughout. That was Krishna. Only Krishna was active in this entire war, nobody else. Everybody was simply using their hands and legs to do things, but Krishna was directing them. And the paradox is, Krishna had promised, I will not take up any weapon. but he was the one who was most distracted. So what this teaches us, Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 27th verse. Prakrite kriyamana gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma karta aham iti manyate. The entire work of this world, this creation, whatever activities are happening by the modes of nature. There is Prakriti. Nature is working behind. And we think out of ahankara, out of false prestige, I am doing, I am the doer, I have done this. Actually, the doer is somebody else. So, we should understand that eventually, whatever we do, the strength is coming from higher forces. If the Prakriti does not harmonize with us, we cannot achieve anything. We cannot do any single thing. No, we'll be as helpless as somebody who's drowning in an ocean. Very difficult to come out. So therefore, we should understand that behind everything in this creation, there is a hand of the Supreme Lord. So I thank you all for coming here. And where is the baby? She is here. Okay. She's here? Yes, yes. First, no, let her be there. Come. Make her. Take a chair. Yes, give a big round of applause to the newborn child. So, like they say, Lakshmi has come, right? Lakshmi has come. And very appropriately, you named her Shiveha, right? Now, what is the meaning of Shiveha? Anyone knows? No? Yes. Oh, wow, nice. Good insight. Okay. So, Shiva Iha. Iha means this. Shiva means very auspicious. Lord Shiva is very auspicious. That's why he is known as Shiva. So, wherever Shiva is invoked, the whole environment becomes auspicious. So, Shiva means auspicious, Iha. So, this child is very auspicious. So, that's the meaning of name. So, we hope that she brings auspiciousness to her family and to all of us here. And any birth that takes place in this world is from some hetu. There will be a cause. If there is no cause, there is no effect. So, the cause of her birth, especially human birth, Prahlad Maharaj, the great devotee, he says, Durlaham Manusham Janma Tadapi Adruvam Arthadam. The human birth that we have got now is very rare, very difficult to get. All of us we have heard in the Padma Purana, it is mentioned there are 84 lakh species of life. And out of them, 80 lakh species are non-human. They are subhuman or animal species. And in that form, actually we cannot understand anything. We will be completely clueless. We don't know what is life about. We will just live very arbitrarily. But in human form, we have the opportunity to learn what is it about and what to do and how to make this human life successful. So we are very happy that a soul has come to this human form and has taken birth in a very pious family. All the relatives are very pious and very connected to the roots. So therefore, we are very sure that her upbringing will be very, very auspicious and she becomes a good citizen and a good devotee of the Lord. Okay? So again, a big round of applause for him. And we all, on behalf of the family, Kulushrestha family, I seek the blessings of all of you on the child so that she becomes a very glorious child.
Hare
जा रही है माता जी से।
Hare
Prasadam to their lordship. Please speak to your heart's content. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Amma! Take this.
अभी तो बड़ी दोस्तों ने बढ़ाया और बढ़ाने
कैसे जा रही है? नींद आ रही है।
नीचे
आप भी आ जाओ ना, ये मैं पहले हरे कृष्ण। थैंक यू। Hare Krishna, Didi.